All right, y'all. We are at home. Come here. This is my dog. この犬はココシャネルです。かわいいですね。かわいい。よしよしよし。よしよし。よしよしよしよし。Yeah, so we just got home from work. 仕事を起きました。I just came home from work. Wait, no. 帰りました。起きました to get up. Yeah, so I just got back from work. We had about a 4-hour drive. It was not fun. But now we're about to get into our Japanese. So our plan for this, Shumatsu what we're doing for the weekend, Shumatsu we have Thanksgiving tomorrow in Austin. And then Friday morning, I got to drive all the way back up to Dallas to take 3 meetings for work. And then I'm staying in Dallas area for Thanksgiving on the weekend. And then I work in Dallas next week. So we still got a long drive back to Dallas regardless. But let's talk about the day and what happened. So, 今日は7時にホテルで起きました。Woke up around 7 o'clock. We ate breakfast around 7:30, so that would be 7時半にホテルで肉とご飯と食べトマト I forgot what egg is を食べました。I ate meat, rice, and eggs. Then I went to work. So 8時に仕事をありました。I had work at 8 o'clock. And then we came back around 2 o'clock. We started our drive. So 2時にうちで私に帰りました。I came home. And now we're about to study Japanese at the house. So if you want to say in the house, I think it would be うちの間で日本語を勉強します。I'm going to be studying Japanese in the house. So that's our plan for the day. What we did on the road is, we made a couple of calls on the road. Not the smartest thing in the world, but I was trying to make my meeting quota. From there, we listened to like some fun podcasts for 30 minutes, and then we spent about 2.5 hours of Japanese content. So I would say the first hour was going through Toki Andy's Genki Chapter 4 lesson recap, which is about an hour long. I think it's very important just to like keep watching it over and over again, and you pick up things every single time, regardless if you're taking notes. So I went through that first, and then I did an hour of immersion, which I picked a very easy Japanese podcast to listen to, where I just listened to that for an hour long and tried to pick up on words I understand and try to follow the context of the sentence, because I could understand like different verb conjugations like mas and mashita and masen and jenakata. I could understand like if they're agreeing with something, if it's the opposite of something, is it in the present, is it in the past tense. So I was trying to follow along with those and just kind of follow the speaking pattern, and also just what conversations sound like, because with the American conversations, I feel there's a lot more context in them, and there's a lot more saying exactly what's going on, using like I's and not dropping words. Where Japanese, it's a lot of contextual language where like iru could mean like 6 different things as a verb. So you need to understand the context of the sentence. And even like sentences like Christian-san wa nani o shimasu ka? Or shumatsu wa nani o shimasu ka? Christian-san, what do you do on the weekend? I could just say tabemasu. And that could be a sentence like, oh, what are you doing on the weekend? Eat. And that wouldn't sound right in American. So you have to understand, you have to change your thinking and flow of conversation if I'm going to adapt to more Japanese conversations. So we listened to an hour-long podcast of that and just kind of trying to follow along on what the pace is and like the vibe is. From there, all throughout that, we're working on our location words. So we have the ones we added is tonai, which is going to be next to. And then we have, what is it? Shira, or, oh my goodness, I just forgot it. It's on my phone. Shiru, Shikoru, or something like that. Let's look and take what we got. So it's Tonari and not Aita, Tonari and Ushiro, which is behind. So we're just practicing using words like those. So for instance, we have, if this was water, I don't know how to say health aid kombucha in Japanese. We would say Mitsu wa sukue no ue desu. This is above the desk. If we have our notebook, or we have a hon underneath our notebook, it would be Nihongo no hon, or Nihon no hon wa noto no shita desu. It's below. So if we wanted to say, we wouldn't use tonari for next to, that's more for like buildings and stuff. We would use the other one, which I'm not quite familiar with. But I could say like this notebook is in front of me. Noto wa watashi no mai desu. And if it was like, if we want to say the chair is behind me, it would be itsu wa, or it'd be itsu wa watashi no ushiro desu. And that would be the chairs behind me. So it's using sentences like that, and then also like using them in the sense of where an activity takes place. So like for instance, if I'm studying in the house, my dog's playing with her toy right here. That's why I hear the squeaks. It would be uchi no aida de, or uchi no aida de Nihongo o benkyou shimasu. I'm studying in my house Japanese. So that's kind of where the progress we're at right now. What we're about to do is we're gonna get caught up on our kanji. Then we're gonna do our hiragana katakana, make sure we're testing ourselves. And then we're gonna be doing some textbook work. So that's our plan. If you guys want to see Coco Chanel one more time, Coco, you got a toy? Come here, come here. This is my puppy. He's a real puppy. Yoshi. So let's get up for studying. We got an hour on the board. We already pretty much got 2.5 hours done today of immersion, but we're gonna get an hour of actually work. So let's knock this out. Watashi wa Nihongo o benkyou shimashita. I just finished up studying. Today what we went over is more location words, and then also diving more into the mo particle, and what was the other one? And conjugating verbs into past present tense. Honestly, the conjugating the verbs is pretty easy in the sense of all you're changing is the mas form. So typical verb in regular tense, polite version would be like, so like nomu is to drink, just like alone, non-polite version. If you change it and conjugate it to the polite form, it'd be nomi, and then you add your stem. So in present tense, it'd be nomimasu. And if it's the negative, it'd be nomimasen. So all you really change when you're doing the past tense is you're changing the mas to mashita. So mas to mashita, yeah. So it'd be nomimashita. Or if it's the negative, it'd be nomimasen deshita. So there's the only thing two changing right there. Oh, hello kitty. You gonna come over here? Oh, kono neko kawaii desu. This is my kitty. His name's Coden. He's a little punk sometimes. You wanna come up here? There you go. So that's pretty much what we covered there. And then we also went more into the mo particle, which it wasn't too complicated in the sense of just like, it's more just when you're describing like certain like movements or functions or locations. So for instance, like you could interchange the o particle. So like if you're using a verb, so like boku wa niku o tabemashita, I ate meat. But if you want to say you also ate vegetables, instead of saying wo, you could use the mo particle. So yasai mo tabemashita. So mo is pretty much the two, like me too. So that's saying like I eat meat, I also ate vegetables. But when you're doing like movement or location words, so like for instance, Watashi wa Tokyo ni iku. So like I went to Tokyo, you need the ni particle for your movement verb. But if you also say, like for instance, Nagano ni iku, that wouldn't work because you're also doing it. So it would change to Nagano ni mo iku. So you just add the mo at the end of ni. Same for destination. Like if I wanted to hang out with my friends, watashi wa Tokyo de osobu. So I'm gonna hang out with my friends in Tokyo. If we're gonna say Nagano at the same time, Nagano de, you add the mo at the end, osobu. So osobu. So it'd be Nagano demo osobu. So it's pretty easy. That's pretty much all we went over. The thing that really got me though is location words. So this is what's really important to look up things as you're learning, especially from the Genki book. Because for instance, you have like the words tonari, which is used for next to. But you also have the same exact word that also means next to, which is yoku or yoko. So I was looking this up online, and the different ways you use these are based off what you're talking about. So for instance, if you talk about like your neighbor, if you talk about someone who sits next to you or someone who works in the building next to you, you would use tonari. Or anything in the same category. So like if we're comparing buildings, if we're comparing neighbors, if we're comparing things we work next to, it's tonari. But if you're comparing items that aren't in the same category, like if I want to say like I am next to the water, you would say I'm or if I want to say the water is next to me, it'd be mitsu wa watashi no yoko desu, because me and water are not in the same category. So it's just something you have to be specific about. Same with chikaku or sobo, or soba. You have to like understand, like for instance, like chikaku is for like the general area you're talking about. So like kind of like an average like city, or like how does it say, like a general neighborhood. So you could use like in the vicinity or near to. So like I could talk about something down the road, whereas soba is more used for places in your direct vicinity. So like where I am at right now, if I'm just describing something. So the location words get a little finicky in those areas, so I'm going to study that a little bit more, because those are the last words I have is chikaku, soba, tonari, and what was the other one? Ushiru, but that's kind of Ishiro, which is the same exact area. So we're going to spend a little bit more time studying those tomorrow and going more in depth on those and just using them and giving myself certain situations and understanding which one, and quizzing myself which one I would use in that. So that way in common conversation, I know when to switch it up. So that's what we covered. Honestly, we're also pretty far ahead on our kanji. So far we are at 98 kanji / vocab memorized. So like, it's not just kanji alone, it's kanji with verbs. So like if you have hiragana at the end of the kanji, it changes the meaning of it. So we're at about 98 of those, so we're making pretty good progress there. And we pretty much have all of our location words down, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, which is about 13 different location words that we've been working on the last 2 days. So we have a common understanding of that, which means we're pretty close to most of the vocab in chapter 4. And we pretty much only have 2 more or 3 more sections to go through of chapter 4 for grammar related concepts. So by the time maybe Monday or Tuesday is over, we should have like pretty much everything down for grammar on chapter 4, and which in that sense I'll probably take all of next week and the week after for full comprehension, using these in different sentences and understanding it, so that way I'm fully comfortable with it. So we're looking at about like a 3-week process of each chapter is what I'm going to be going for. First week is going to be going over grammar and a couple of the words that I need for the grammar. Second week is just memorizing all the vocab, which we're going to be doing that as we go. And the third week is just spending a lot of time like comprehending it, using it in sentences, sitting with the words, speaking out loud. So that way, when I'm building the base block of the language I'm trying to learn, it's not like I just blow through Genki 1 and 2 and have no understanding of what I learned in that area. I want to come out with the understanding of it, because that's going to be the base blocks for conversational for like JLP, like N3 and N2. So that's pretty much where we're at right now. It is, what is the day? I lose track of the days. It's Wednesday night. So pretty much I plan, well, it's the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, so I don't have work tomorrow. So I think what me and my wife are going to do, we're going to get something to drink. We're going to watch some TV. Terubi mimas. We're going to watch some TV and we're going to relax. But that's it for the day. We got a lot done in the time we had, so I will catch you all tomorrow.